And you're live.
Awesome. You're live.
You're looking fantastic.
No, you, Miss. What did your mom call those? She said you look like her, the queen of the,
Queen of the land, because I look like her because I used her curling iron.
the queen of the glorious land. That's overkill, I guess.
Maybe like I was going to say swear words. The mother of the land.
Well, I think you said is it 18 plus to be able to have live chat?
Yeah, I know. But still, like, if people have got their, like, I would feel bad if my daughter watched this and I was swearing. Who knows? She could be upstairs watching it right now. That would be probably not. She'd be like, that's lame, Mom.
Comments loaded, pictures shared.
Excellent. And we're setting up our paints.
Yes. So I was just going through before you hit live to make sure I could actually remove the caps for lots of them.
Did you find flyers?
I found some, but they're like.
They're gnarly.
Yeah. That's what I was able to find.
I use a rag usually, or the bottom of my pants.
These are. I'm wearing my painty pants too.
Yeah, they've got a hole in the knee, and they're actually like.
That is a big hole. I was so upset when I got my hole because I was complaining to my partner, I got a hole in my knee, I wrecked my pants. And he was like, really? That's where you draw the line?
They're like so covered in pants or in paint that they could probably like stand up on their own, right? They're just like could just totally
I can show up to work in painty pants and feel fine. I cannot show up to work in pants that look like I put them through the shredder and still feel like this is okay.
I know. I like if I have a favorite pair of pants that just feel so comfortable to work in, then sometimes I'll just put duct tape or something like.
I love that. Well, every once in a while, because these were my favorite jeans before I accidentally got paint on them, and then they became my paint pants.
Oh yes, that's how they.
Were my favorites for so long. I'd wear them out in public all the time, not realizing that I hadn't changed into regular person clothes.
I know. Well, that's when I felt like I really accomplished something or made it, was because I had to go out and buy art clothes. Like I had to buy stuff to get dirty from the thrift store, and I thought that meant that I made it. I was a professional then if I had to buy clothes for the studio and for teaching. So we just hit 8:00, so we should probably get started. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right.
Welcome to the Emma and Daphne Show.
Yes, welcome. My name is Emma. I am artist and creativity coach.
And I am Daphne Cote, professional artist and art instructor. On tonight's episode, we are talking about an unconventional twist. So we are going to be using some unconventional tools to paint with. This whole month, we are creating acrylic paintings in our sketchbooks with a floral theme. And do you want to tell a little bit more about tonight?
So we always try to tie our project to our topic of conversation. So like Daphne said, our topic or our theme for tonight is an unconventional twist.
Which right above us, I just put the reference photo that we're going to be using for tonight. Yeah, okay, perfect.
Awesome. So that's I actually flipped it onto its side. So the little purple flowers that are supposed to be on the right are going up for me.
Okay.
I thought it would be pretty to have it like spilling up my page.
And I have cropped it onto the little purple flowers, so that's strange. You and I will pick the exact same things all the time. But do you notice that on tonight's episode, we are not wearing the same outfits? We don't have the same hairdos. We don't have the same outfits.
We made up for it, though, by choosing to crop and work on the same part of the reference photo.
Yeah, and so the unconventional twist part for tonight's is a surprise.
Well, are you ready? I'm ready to show you what I got.
Okay, well, let's tell them what the surprise is. Why are we surprised?
We are allowed to paint using anything but a paintbrush. So all unconventional tools or materials. So you're going to tie that in kind of to the unconventional ways that we've kind of been engaging with each other and having to kind of face some of these challenges that come hand in hand with the pandemic. So we're mixing it up. Daphne, what did you bring for your unconventional tools?
Well, do you want to see them all now, or do you want to see them as we go?
Do you have a plan? Like, I just went through my house and was like, I could use this.
That's pretty much what I did. Yep. That's exactly
let's just show and tell.
So, the first thing that I have unconventional tools to paint with. So, yeah, I better just like set my paintbrushes aside so I remember not to use them. Is Q-tips.
Ah, fun.
I'm going to use Q-tips, potentially. Okay, now what's yours? I have lots of them, but let's switch back and forth.
Okay. When I was talking to you earlier, Daphne and I were like, oh, it's kind of exciting not knowing what we're going to do. And we were kind of alluding to like, Daphne had something that's going to shock me. I have no idea what it is. And I was thinking maybe I would just not use anything and only use like the paint tubes and lids and backs of the like paints. So that was one avenue. So I was thinking of maybe just like smearing and like pressing.
Genius.
Right?
Yes.
Like the whole less is more. So that's one
less
avenue.
Is more. That's been your theme lately, is less is more.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I just kind of went and found like a little jar full of odds and ends. So I shared this was my idea that I was not wanting to tell you but was excited about earlier.
Okay. That's really cool.
And show me what else you have.
Okay, I stole this from you from last time. So I think last time on our first episode, she used where she could use conventional painting tools. She chose not to by using, what was it, an incense stick?
Yeah, it was an incense stick.
Okay, well, I have a barbecue skewer, bamboo barbecue skewer. So I feel like we're like putting things into play, some sort of weird like poker game where you put in weird items. You know what I mean? I will see you 2 Q-tips for a paint cap.
Stick. I will see your pokey stick. I got a pipe cleaner.
Sweet.
It's like a sparkly one, so it's really scratchy. So I thought I could kind of scratch in, or I could mold it into. So we'll see if that gets used, how it might get used.
Okay, and then I have a hotel key. Do you have a hotel key too?
There's a little scrap paper. Yes. And for the same purpose, I also got red tags.
Oh, I do. You know what? I use those for cleaning all the time.
Really? What do you clean with these?
Like the crud around your taps and stuff like that.
That's so smart.
Yeah. I can't take credit for it. It was my friend. I think it was my friend Dawn who came up with it. So it wasn't me.
I've also seen people use them. You know, when you have like a million cords coming in from one place.
Oh, yeah.
You can put them around your cords. So you could be like phone charger, laptop.
See? Unconventional twist.
And so it continues.
That's right. Okay. So what's your next one?
I don't know if I'll use these or not.
Okay.
Lexon was helping me.
This one, I'm quite sure I am going to use. What the heck is that?
Feathers!
Oh, feathers. I thought it was a weird collection of your hair or something. I couldn't see it properly. I'm like, oh, okay. We're not supposed to be using brushes, homemade or otherwise. We should have put that like little caveat in. But I'm going to be using a quad. I'm totally going to use this quad to paint with.
You can even use like the side of the wheels to press.
I know.
That's a good one.
Okay. So, yeah, and I have 2 more. I have a Marble Works tube. So it's just like a tube.
Pill bottle.
It kind of looks like a pill bottle. They come in different colors. This is just the one that was rolling around on my son's floor, so I picked it up. And then I found a bottle cleaner.
Oh, nice. That'll give you some cool texture. Oh, I wish I had something like that. I guess my pipe cleaner is kind of like that.
That's what I thought too. So, okay. So we're going to start
Wait, I have more to show you.
Oh, well, I thought you were done. I thought you said you weren't quite sure. Oh.
Wine corks.
Wine cork. That's cool.
There's one or two of those around the house.
Yeah.
And look what I found.
What?
Fake flowers that I'm thinking maybe I can press into the paint as like a total cheat.
Fake flowers. You're going to be done in no time.
And pom-poms.
Oh, cool. That would be cool too.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bead.
So
that's what I got. Just random odds and ends. I have no idea if I'm going to use any of it or not.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yes, please.
All right.
Let's get working. Hey, do you already have your palette all laid out and everything?
I have a piece of plexiglass covering my desk.
Yeah.
And paints everywhere.
Okay.
But like not out of the tube. They're all still in the tube.
And then then I'll show mine. So I've got a palette. It's made out of plastic, and it's got. I hardly ever clean it. I wait until it's really thick, and then I peel off the acrylic, because it's really satisfying. It's like therapy. It's fantastic.
I know. It comes off of like I often use a yogurt lid.
Oh yeah.
And it comes off of that quite nicely too.
How am I gonna keep this thing open?
I don't even know what I'm doing with myself.
So we're gonna get started on some painting.
I don't know, Daphne. I think I might want to try to just use my paint tubes. I found these two that are dried out. I think I'm gonna start there and then see what happens. Okay, now I can't. How are we gonna mix the paint? Just with our tools? Are we allowed a whole like? I was wondering the same thing. I wasn't sure if we were gonna have like a palette knife or something.
I'm gonna use the card.
Yeah,
and
card would be good.
And I'm gonna mix like a gray. So I'm mixing some brown, burnt umber, ultramarine blue, and some white. And I'm just gonna mix that.
You actually have some like thought behind your colors, whereas I'm going to use up all of my scraps of paint.
She's just gonna mix some weird concoction.
We're gonna see how it turns out.
Yeah, so.
Okay, this white is almost empty, so I think it's gonna be my first victim.
Okay, and I'm gonna use a card to paint with now. Okay. I don't know. That's actually nice. Like, I often use a card to paint with acrylic on canvas as a base, especially for like oil paintings, because it fills in all the canvas, I don't know, the like weave of the canvas, all those little like divots, it fills it all in and it makes it really smooth. So I usually do that.
I'm gonna not do that. I think I'm gonna leave lots of whites of my paper. Like between all of my patches of color, I'm gonna leave some paper exposed so that it looks very like disjointed and almost collage like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that'll work.
I should have changed out of this shirt. Like, this shirt is good for paint, pants are good for paint, this shirt should not
be. You try to look like half nice and it's... Okay, so I've got Q-tips going on now. We'll see how that goes.
I'm going in with, I think I'm gonna try to just do my paint tube. We'll see what happens.
Can you guys see that? I'm gonna paint.
Just going blind.
Just going blind. I'm just gonna look at the screen and paint a little bit.
I love it.
Like, why not? Just, like, dab it where you see it. Well, our show is all about, like, being creative and thinking in new and inventive ways to do things.
Outside the box?
Outside of the box, yeah. And, yeah, one of the, like, cool things that I've been seeing people do is all the different things that people are posting on their windows. Have you seen that? Like, driving around and so there's that whole like Easter egg thing. By the way, we're recording from all of this live stream. We're in central Alberta, if you're curious. And where we are, people are putting up all of these, like, I don't know, weird geometric. Didn't you put a post on how to make window paints?
Yeah, because so many of the, like, my friends and parents of the kids who come take classes with me have been posting pictures of their windows that have been painted. And I keep thinking, oh, I hope they put a little bit of dish soap in there, or I wonder if they did this, or I wonder if they did this. So I just kind of put a little blurb together about the knowledge that I've acquired about painting on windows, just to make it a little bit easier. Because I had seen lots of people taping things up in their window, but as it progresses, it seems more and more like go big or go home, and it's an entire window covered. And one of the parents is messaging me. And I guess the daughter was so proud of it, they're going to make it a seasonal window. So she's like, next theme, like after Easter, we're going to paint it with summer theme. And it's going to keep it going in full rotation, which I think is super cool.
Yeah. I've been doing these free online tutorials Monday through Friday, except for this week. I figure I'll take a break on Friday with everybody else. And so, yeah, with those, I've just been putting up the some of the drawings, and then my kids have been doing drawings, and they've put them up. So there's like unicorns and ducks and pears and just weird random images all over my front window so that people who are walking past can see. And
I was just doing a drop-off at one of my girlfriend's places today and left something for her on her front porch.
Aww.
And it was really cute. Her neighbors on either side, one of them had completely filled their windows. I don't think it was paint. I'm pretty sure it was collage, but there were lots of colors going on. It looked awesome.
Oh, really?
And
Is
then
it just because they're sick of their neighbors looking into their house, do you think? Or
Sorry?
Do you think it's because they're sick of their neighbors looking into their house? They're just like, that's it. This ends today.
One way to interpret it. No, like it's you could still actually see through if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But the neighbors on the other side had a bunch of wooden bunnies on pegs and a sign that said, "Help these bunnies with social distancing. Take one for your yard." And I guess the week before that they had penguins out, and she was saying, while she was going on walks in the neighborhood, it was really cool to see how far some of them went, and some of them would have a bunny and a penguin. So it's kind of created this community engagement. Oh, speak of the devil, here she is. Hello, hello, hello.
Nice. Hi, Carolyn.
So we are using unconventional materials. Basically, we're using anything but paintbrushes. So Daphne's working with Q-tips right now.
Yes, I'm about to dig into using a toy quad. Because it's just the logical choice in all of this.
And so far, all I've used is my paint tubes.
Yeah.
To apply.
Okay, you can't really use tires, baby tires, mini tires to mix paint. It doesn't work well. Just saying it. I don't even know why I tried. Like, you would think that I would know better. I am supposed to be a professional.
It's supposed to be, she says.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out.
I maybe should have put down some white here first before I used so boldly my white tube to apply paint on top of.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
How did you, like, were you just rolling that back and forth?
Yeah.
I like that. That's so playful.
Yeah, I just wanted the background to be a little bit lighter, so we'll see. I need to make the paint a little bit more fluid. I'm going to add some water to it. And
He loves that idea. This is what I've got going on here. I've just been smearing. So it actually kind of worked. I was
cool.
Applying directly from the tube.
Yeah.
And then all of that was smearing with the back of the tube. So
nice. So you're using paint tubes to paint with, which I just love it. That's fantastic. Okay.
See, I'm kind of wanting to get into my bread tags and stuff, so I don't know. I need to decide if I'm committing to this idea or not.
Do 2 pages. Do the opposite page in bread tags, and do one in.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, if you need to keep it separate.
Okay. Just the paints I've been using so far were empty enough that I could justify just working directly and not worrying about compromising the color.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if people who are like just tuning in now would just like totally turn it off because they're like, that lady is crazy. Like, do you see that she's just running a car along a page? Like, that's stupid.
The physical distancing thing has really got
She's lost it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
window galleries. Oh, on that note, I was talking to another friend of mine who said, I guess in Quebec, something that they've been doing is hanging or sharing the "Ça va bien aller," like everything will be okay or it'll all go better soon with a rainbow.
Oh, cool.
So like you'll find like notes hidden or written on sidewalk chalk or like in a tree, and it's just everybody's sharing the same little message with a rainbow all over the place.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, and my friend Crystal, she was I don't know, did we talk about this one in the last episode or not? I can't even remember. But
I don't know,
she it probably in one of our talks anyways. She's went around when the schools first closed and went to her kids' schools and wrote messages with sidewalk chalk all over the place, and then was like one of the first people I knew to go around to the mailboxes and write notes to her neighbors, like really kind and encouraging things. And yeah, she's a genius.
Yeah, we need more people like that.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
Just feeling really lucky to have such awesome neighbors lately. The other day, my one neighbor across the street brought me milk, and then yesterday she left me something too, and there was just a bonus cheesecake.
Just a bonus cheesecake?
It was a bonus cheesecake when I opened my door. I'm like, this is amazing.
You just open your door to like random things?
Cheesecake delivery. I love it.
Nice. I gotta like dip my car into the water, and hopefully maybe that will give it a little bit more zoom.
I think my purple is too purple and not pink enough. Let's see.
Yeah, I really like how so it's not really window galleries, but I have been apprenticing as a tattoo artist since the new year. So just adding another medium.
Yeah.
And there's been like a huge weird shift happening because all of the tattoo artists are not working, and they are sharing more, like, and honestly and genuinely sharing, like, advice. And I've been doing a tutorial or following Anthony Fleming. He's in Calgary, and he's had some really wonderful stuff going up on his Instagram. in his story. He's been doing tutorials, live tutorials and stuff, and it's been really fun and just like super generous, which is great. I love how artists and creatives have become really, really generous with their information and sharing. So so that's been cool. And you and I, we get together through FaceTime and Zoom and these different ways of getting a hold of each other, because I'm preferring to speak to people through a video now, whereas beforehand it was a little bit odd and awkward, and now I prefer it to like talking on the phone, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Even if I am talking on the phone, usually it's on speakerphone.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm liking the video more and more, and I feel like I used to be much more resistant to participate in like online activities, but I think I don't know, I don't want to say defeat. I'm feeling defeated, but I'm coming to terms with the fact that like this is going to be a lot longer than I initially thought. Like I thought after we self-quarantined for 2 weeks, we would be allowed to see people, but it just kind of kept progressing and progressing. So now I'm realizing if I'm going to want to stay connected, I need to participate.
Well, and the other thing is that there's the whole thing of like, if you are doing some sort of FaceTime, you can see your own face too, which can be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I've kind of like skewed it in my head where I almost see that as a totally different person than me. Like I'm totally detached.
It's
the screen Daphne.
From real Daphne.
She's like this weird shadow that just pops up every time I hit the button, and I try to pay like no attention to her.
It goes away eventually.
That's right. It's like some weird tick that I have that follows me around.
I'm
like
really
a social tick.
I'm really liking the texture. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, my fingers are so painty.
Let's see.
The texture from these pipe cleaners.
Oh, where are
I don't know
you
if you
using
can get it all.
What color? What am I looking at?
Green gloops inside the purple. I don't think you can see the texture the way that I can see the texture. It's really scratchy. I
Cool.
really like it. I'll have to take a picture after and share it.
With a little bit more further in depth.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah,
happening.
I'm feeling it. This is a hot mess. What was I thinking? I'm going to.
Oh, thanks, Carolyn. She says the sound is much better. We worked on it.
Oh, yes.
We
Daphne
did.
Put much research. We were together today, too, going back and forth and
Yes.
learned about all the updates, all the settings.
Gave me a little bit of a headache, but I figured it out because everything is figure-outable. And yes, I did it. I was so proud of myself. I was like telling my dad, who's like a computer tech, and yeah, he. I was like, you'd be so proud of me, and just pretend that you are, because
if you're not,
I don't want to hear about it. Just let me like bask in the fact that I figured this out on my own and I didn't have to call you.
So, on an unrelated note, Daily Wash has just joined us.
Yes. Hi. And please, if you're just tuning in, let us know who you are, where you're from, that kind of stuff. We'd love to say hi to you and see who we're talking to. Mostly it's just ourselves because this is a pandemic. We're just so lonely.
No,
we thought we'd try to make some friends.
I feel like working in your sketchbook is one of those things you can do at any time, and it's available to you anytime. But also, like, self-care is so often the first thing to go, and it's not the first thing that I'm going to reach for when I can sit down for a second.
Yeah.
So I think that having this little communicate. Oh, it's Twyla.
Oh, hi. Yes, of course. I should have known. I don't know why. Of course it's Twyla.
But it's nice to have a little community that encourage you along. So Twyla, we are working with unconventional materials, basically painting. Daphne, is the reference image still up? No, it's not.
I will put it up right now. And I am using a barbecue skewer right now to paint with. Because that makes sense. So I've been doing these like brown lines right here with the barbecue skewer. Yeah, it's interesting.
I really like the track marks.
Yeah, so I used a toy quad to do the track marks. I'm quite sure I'll have to clean it afterwards. They'll want it back.
I think I need another one of my incense. Well, no, I have these feathers. I'm going to see what happens with these feathers. We'll
You're gonna
see.
use the feathers. So we were talking about like talking to people through like these virtual means or like remotely with FaceTime and that kind of stuff. But both you and I did something pretty cool. Mine was last weekend. I tried that house party app with my sisters. And
my mom just told me to download that. How was it?
It was good. It's really good. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of like party games and it's all within the screen. So you just like hit things and it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. It's an interesting way to interact with people. And also because like it's great to sit and chat with people, but we're not doing anything, right? So there's not a heck of a lot to talk about because they're like, so what'd you do today? And you're like, my dishes, I clipped my toenails.
I avoided putting away the laundry that's been cleanable for 2 weeks.
You know what I did this week? For the first time in my life, I said, F it. I'm wearing days of the week socks whenever I feel like it. So on Wednesday, on Thursday. On Thursday, I wore Tuesday socks because every day is Blur's Day now anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
You're a wild woman.
Sorry, what was that?
You're a wild woman.
I was living on the edge. And I had days of the week socks for like 2 years. I never wore them because that was too much hassle. Like, I felt like somebody was trying to restrict me with these days of the week socks. And I don't know why I feel that way. And then I just wear like black socks all the time because they're more practical. So I don't know which one is more constricting. Seems kind of
on that note, this is like kindergarten what you got class. It totally is, Tammy. Hello, welcome.
Kindergarten what you got.
Is like kindergarten what you got class.
Yep.
I'm actually having a lot of fun with this feather. I put it in water first so that the paint just didn't gloop, and I'm really loving it. I can show you like how wispy it is. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's lovely. Is that like in a Viridian green or something that you're using?
I think it's what is it?
A phthalo something?
Yeah, it's phthalo.
Okay. A phthalo green or a phthalo blue or?
No, phthalo green.
I'm an art nerd, so I love all that stuff. I like to know what color it is.
That's why I stopped myself. I was pretty sure it was phthalo, but I didn't want to like throw that out there and then eat my words. I'm like, Daphne, she'll know.
I will research that. I will figure it out. I will hold it against you. No, not at all.
No. But so. Yes, our reference image is still up there. Daphne is working on...
Yeah.
So usually we show up to meet each other and we're wearing the same thing. Today we weren't wearing the same thing, but we did decide to crop the image the same way. But she's working on it, I think, in the same orientation that it appears in the video.
Yeah.
I've decided to flip 9. So I have rotated on my screen.
Ooh. Yeah, Twyla's really impressed with the feather technique. I am too. I'm a little bit jealous. I'm not going to get up and get a feather, but...
Materials. He was like, I wish these were real feathers. I'm like, they are real feathers. What does that mean? Not real feather. But yeah, I'm really happy I started dipping it in the water first, because otherwise the paint would clump and stick.
Yeah.
You're going back to your card?
I am going to go back to the card. I feel like the gray was too dark, so I want to like lighten it up. So I'm putting more, I'm using the card and going in there and painting some more. And then, yeah. So, virtual games night, you were doing one with like, are you planning on doing one? You did one.
Yeah. So no, I just had a, just a virtual meetup with a couple of my girlfriends, and the idea of virtual games came up. So one of my girlfriends was telling me about this. She even showed it to me today so that I would know what I was talking about tonight, and I can't remember what it's called. She has it on Steam. The word Jack is in the title. I don't know if it's like Jackbox games or something.
Oh, I think one of my kids is playing it or something.
Yeah, so she was saying...
Were you asking your partner about that earlier today?
Yes.
You were asking him about it? And
then after our call, my friend called me and she was like, let me explain this to you. And we played a game together and it was so fun.
Yeah.
And you can do it with like 6 to 8 people if you wanted to.
Like what kind of game is this?
This one was a trivia game, but it was a little bit murdery because like the narrator, like if you got something wrong would be like, I'm going to kill you. Choose a finger for me to cut off. And so so we both got one question wrong and she chose her pointer finger and her little avatar lost a pointer finger and I chose my ring finger. But then on the next round, that number that corresponds with it, like you weren't able to make that choice. So she had to get the next question wrong because she chopped off number 1, so she couldn't choose number 1. Whereas I chopped off number 3, so 1 was still an available choice for me.
That is so weird.
And at the end, like she died. So she wasn't able to answer a question, but then there's this round at the end where it's lots of trivia questions, and if she catches up to me, she got to steal my body. So I was the one who was dead. It was really weird.
So people who are just tuning in now, this is an art project that we're doing while talking about really weird games that we're playing online because it's an unconventional twist. That is a very unconventional twist to a game.
It was super weird. But also, like, I'm really curious about all the other games. Because you answer on your mobile. So she was using the game off of one platform, and whoever was tuned in with the same access code.
Can you, just for fun, after this show, could you find out what it's called and add it to the notes at the bottom of the video? Because just open that sounds super cool and odd, and I don't want to have to be in a spot.
Sorry, it's called Jackbox Games.
Yeah. Oh.
So you can like buy packs of like party games, and this was one of them.
Oh, okay.
Jackbox Games. But yes, we can post it wherever that place was that you said.
We'll post it on YouTube in the notes, so you can scroll below and you'll see some sort of link. That's after the live. You got to give us a little bit of time.
On a more wholesome note, though,
please do, instead of like cutting off fingers discussion.
Another friend was cutting off fingers. She was having a play date with her sister.
Yeah.
And they were playing Settlers of Catan. Like, they were playing an actual physical board game together. They just set it up, like, exactly the same in one home. And her sister, who had the same board game, set it up the same way in the other. So anytime they were trading resource cards or anything, like, if they got to steal one, they would hold them face side down to the camera.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she said it was really, really interesting.
Ooh, you can use Q-tips to like fix all the mistakes you make by trying to paint with a big, huge hotel key card. Oh no, I don't know if I can fix that.
You're like, just kidding.
Right. There we go.
I'm gonna try to paint with a giant bead here and see what happens.
Good luck with that. I don't know. I've got this like mess going on here. So I was looking at the flowers.
Oh, that's pretty though.
Yeah. It's really textured.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I'm having lots of fun. So this isn't like normally how I would paint. or anything like that. Like, these are just like exercises to feel creative, to express yourself, to be playful. Yeah, get your noggin going. Because people need to play like we do as kids, and that's how we learn so quickly and come up with these great ideas and use our imagination and solve problems, is because we're playing when we work. And then when we get older, we stop playing for some reason where we really shouldn't. And I think like this is really, really great. I know when I was teaching all the time before the pandemic, Emma and I, we started talking about doing these types of things in groups where everybody just brings whatever they're working on and we just fool around and play.
Those are my monthly girls' nights.
Yes,
I've been doing them for like 3 years.
Nights. Yes. So, well, I got invited because she said I could come, so I felt all special and I got a little invitation. And
you are very special. It's a very small group.
So, but then we just get to play, and that just like adds to the stuff that I do all the time, which is like commission work and gallery work, where you start to get a little too serious about it, and you lose those opportunities for play. And this is a great way of bringing it back. So I'm really happy to be doing these things. So we are on Friday nights during this pandemic because what else are you gonna do? And we normally teach like paint nights, workshops, drink and draws, and go to art talks or give art talks. And so this is a great way to deal with things a little bit differently. Do you want to talk about kids playing? I have quite a few kids, and
1 or 2
or 4. I have 4. And I'm really glad that I have 4 right now because they always have somebody to play with, and they're getting all of that social stuff from each other. Sometimes we all need to take a good time out though, and quiet time. But you have I
have a 9-year-old stepson, and I'm so thankful he has a little friend across the street because this week has been better. Like now that school is back in session, they've been meeting online with our class every morning. And so there's a little bit more structure back into his routine. We've split up screen time so that it's like staggered throughout the day. But about halfway through the week, we realized he could play with his friend outside from across the street. So they've been passing the soccer ball back and forth to each other and trying to have snow fights, like him in front of his house and my little one in front of ours.
So like across the street, like just back and forth.
So cute. Yeah.
Aww.
We're like, here you're watching for cars, and they like we'll watch them, and they actually do, like whenever the ball gets away, they do a good job of watching, and it's been really
used to play like hockey and play in the street all the time. Like now there was too many cars. Now there isn't.
Yeah.
Half the world is working from home now, so.
Which it'll be interesting to see, like how much continues to be done online rather than in person as things start to return to normal, whatever that might be.
Yeah, well, even before we started, Emma lives a little ways away from me, so it would take me like an hour or more just to go and meet her to have coffee, or to have, like, we would often meet and talk about art business and different things. But then with the driving distance, it was just easier for us to FaceTime, so we started doing that.
Unless you were already in town teaching here.
Yeah. And we always found excuses to get together in real life. I don't know if this is real life or not, but we would always find excuses to see each other. But I know that during the pandemic here, we started calling each other like every day because
way more frequently.
We need it. We need more support, and I'm super grateful.
Likewise.
Yeah, you've been a lifesaver.
Yeah, and just it can be so isolating, feeling like everybody is obviously going through very similar things, but at the same time, the challenges are very individual to each person.
Right. Yes.
But I feel like we share so much in common that lots of the ones that I'm like, nobody will understand this exact thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but Daphne's literally going through exactly the same thing.
Usually, yeah. And yeah.
I'm curious. I just want to pause for a second to see if anybody that's with us, if you are participating in this kindergarten what you got extravaganza. So if you're actually working from the reference image, with a paintbrush, I want to know that. Or if you're doing your own thing, maybe you have a separate project on the go. Or if you have been inspired by some of this craziness to get messy and play.
Surprisingly, I'm fairly good here. It's not too bad. Oh, I lost my truck. I don't want to dip my hair in the paint. Oh, it's getting so close. Okay. Whew. Made it.
There is a little bit of a lag, so I know it's going to take a while for us to see answers.
Yeah, well, and it takes time to type sometimes. But, yeah, and we asked people to, I think we got to give a little bit more time to people next time. So we'll post at the beginning of the week questions we have for you to help us out with topics for next week.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a go though, because this is very, very new. So we are still putting in the groundwork.
Yeah.
And like we're able to start looking ahead, but
before we were just trying to like figure out the technology side for the most part.
Yeah, that was lots.
There's a learning curve to all of this stuff. Twyla says she's just chilling. Maybe everybody's just chilling, and that's fine. You can make us work. Entertain us, monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, kids. How have your kids been doing together? I know you.
You did hear them when we were setting up.
Sorry, I asked.
Yeah.
No, but snack and like meal times and stuff. I think that's a really smart way to structure.
To do what, sorry?
Like having time, like this time is when you can have this snack, or this time is when you
can
have.
Right,
like,
yeah. So we have like specific times for eating. I used to just let my kids eat when they were hungry type of thing because we had a schedule. So like going to school or doing sports, dance, I don't know, whatever else. And they also went to bed a little bit earlier. There was lots of like driving here and there and running errands, and so it just always worked out. And then you try to trap a 14-year-old boy and tell him he can't go and play with his buddies, and he has to stay at home, and he can't go to school, and he can't go to the library, and he can't go to the skateboard park, he can't do anything, and then tell him that just manage what you eat. No, that kid flew through like 5 bags of chips in a day and a half, I think.
We can have a support group together.
Yeah, no, he's much better
Pretty
now.
Sure I had a family-sized bag of chips for dinner a couple nights ago.
Why not?
Until it was taken from me.
Taken from you. That's it, Emma. That's enough.
Yeah. You're going to regret it. You're going to have a tummy ache.
Oh, like you're a small child.
He needs to, though, because it's true.
You need some emotional regulation.
I do.
From others. We all need some help.
I need an adult. This is not looking how I imagined it looking at all.
Mine is a really like good freaking mess. Is
I'm
all
having
I have to say.
fun though. Like this is not.
Like I think I will use these ideas though. Like I could see using this as like a type of backdrop type idea for a painting or a commission. like just these like weird textures.
Yeah, and letting them build. Like I'm mixing colors right now with a lid. And I'm liking I wish I could, there's no way I'm picking up this palette, but the texture it's making on the plexiglass, you are so adorable.
Well, I gotta get in these little areas, and I want to let people see what I'm doing, so I don't want it down on my lap.
Yeah.
And it's actually helping me because I can see where the tire tracks are going for this little thing.
I think I want to go back in with the feather. That was fun. I'm going to show you can kind of see some of the texture that was starting to build up from my, what's the word? Pipe cleaner.
Pipe cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the feathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like super fun and playful. So it's starting to build up. It's
yours
not
looks more
all
flowery. Mine looks like a mess.
Well, I was thinking of putting down
the texture is cool.
I like the texture. I was thinking of starting with a like a flat background, but I felt like I did that last week.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't. I think I blocked it in different shapes last week.
Yeah, you did. You built it up that way.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this one.
Me too. And it's nice because often when I get to do stuff like this, or when I'm teaching stuff like this, it's to kids, which means, like, often whenever I teach, I try to work alongside my students, regardless of how old they are. But when they're younger and it's something messy like this, you get too busy helping and
yes, that you don't actually get to do it or
exactly. So I'm really enjoying.
So you and we teach paint nights and drink and draws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I go to like touch my face and I notice there's like tons of yellow happening in here. That's dangerous. Good thing it's acrylic, not oil.
Yeah.
Okay, so you teach these drink and draws, and I do paint nights quite often. And I was actually scheduled all this month. My Fridays were booked to teach live paint nights. So instead, we are going to be doing a new thing. So we're on every Friday night at 8 o'clock. But then, do you want to tell them a little bit about what we're going to do for after our last show of the month?
Yes.
Every month on the last Friday, we're going to
have an art night. So whereas this is super fun for us, hopefully you're having fun too, it's not so much a guided instruction thing. We're kind of just exploring, creating, sharing the process, and encouraging creative community. But the last Friday of every month after the Emma Daphne Show, we are going to host an art night, which will actually be an instructed class over, I think we're going to use Zoom, right, Daphne?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be on screen, but so will you. So we will be walking you through kind of a paint night meets drink and draw hybrid, and we will be co-instructing the class.
So you get two instructors.
So yes, that will be available for anybody in our top tier of our Patreon. So if you have a seasonal pass for Drink and Draw with me, we'll make sure you get sorted out and have an invitation to that.
And with the Patreon page, you could subscribe to 1 month and then cancel the next if you like. So there's no like serious commitment there. So you can test it out, see if you like it. And and we've got 3 different tiers. So the first one is just to support us. If you like what we're doing with our show, we make our show free and live, and we do a lot of interaction over social media, so Instagram, Facebook. So if you just want to support us in a little way, there's a $5 tier that you'll get some warm fuzzies with. And then our second tier is really interesting because we have this planned out. So what we're going to use, the materials we're going to use in our sketchbooks, and we have the reference photos and all of that. So if you want to start to join us in the show every month in being prepared and having access to a whole list of the project that we're going to do, the materials we're going to use, and the reference photo. You can subscribe to our second tier, and we'll give you all of that information ahead of time, plus warm fuzzies. And then we've got our last tier, which is if you want to get all of that stuff and the warm fuzzies and the and participate in the art night. Yeah. So then you get to have the last Friday night of the month from it's 9 to 10.
Yes.
Right. So right after the show, 9 to 10, we get to teach you how to this like art night. So it's basically like a combination of a paint night and drink and draw, and
all mushed together in one.
Yeah, so it's super fun. So if you guys have been to paint nights or drink and draws, what are they like? Sip and sketch, I think, is another term. What up?
I haven't seen those ones. Yeah, any kind of creative outlet in public.
Yes. Yeah.
Occupying a public space and making art happen.
Yes. So now we're just using the public space being a workshop such as Zoom. So we're trying to connect, though. Like, really, it's really important to engage with other people, and we are facing times where we're isolated, where we don't get to opportunities to meet other people, new people, and interact with people that we've never interacted with before. And I know that I really miss it. Like, I don't know about you, Emma, but like meeting new people in a workshop or going out to an art opening and meeting new people, like, our worlds are getting smaller and smaller the longer we go on without leaving our house, and I don't know, it's hard to meet new people, and so this is kind of a good opportunity for that, to interact with some strangers, to interact with us that are not so much strangers. You kind of know us now. You watched the show till this point, so
much of art for me too, though, it's not just obviously about the end product. I've always seen it as a tool for connecting. So whether that's connecting ideas or memories or whatever for yourself, or connecting with yourself, but also for connecting with other people. Like, I think it's such a powerful way to bring people together. And I don't think that just because we can't physically be with each other that we should stop connecting through art. Mm-hmm. Like, I think it does so much good, not just for your like mind and thinking creatively, or for your walls because now you get cool stuff, but like it's so good for who you are to be able to, I don't know.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all about like connection and community and interpersonal skills and all of that.
Yeah.
Wonderfulness. So should we show them our things before we sign off?
Before we get ready to take off.
Yeah. We've had lots of fun with you today.
Yes, so much. I'm so happy we're all able to join us. That looks awesome, Daphne. Sorry, I should be showing mine too, but I wanted to see yours.
Okay, well, we'll take turns.
Close this a bit.
Yeah. Oh,
so I can't fit. My laptop is in front of my webcam, so you can't see.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, yeah. I just love the texture that you've gotten there.
Yeah, I started to play with pom-poms. I don't know if you can see, like, down here on the yellow.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. And then the phthalo green on top of the sap green there was pipe cleaner, like the really scratchy pipe cleaners. Yeah. But the feathers, like that for me was super, super fun.
Yes. I think that's... Yeah, that was a pretty wicked move.
I'm almost tempted to just see on like a separate page what everything can do, like how many different ways I can use just a feather, or how many different ways I can use just the pipe cleaner. You know what I mean?
So Emma is now going to be up until 1 to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Approximately. Actually, I can't because I have a date to watch Drag Race after.
Oh, so. Right. Yes. She's got to go. She's got a drag race to watch right now. Heaven forbid we stop that from happening. So anyways, thank you everybody for joining us.
That's a pleasure having you. We really, really
Yes.
appreciate you taking time out of your Friday night to come hang out with us.
And please interact with us through social media. We are on Instagram and Facebook. Just look up the Emma and Daphne Show. And if you'd like to email us, it is the Emma Daphne Show at gmail.com. If you have any questions, and our Patreon page as well, just look up the Emma and Daphne Show. And that's included in the description below. There's a link to the Patreon page. So thanks for joining us. Good night.
Sorry, I was just checking the comments one last time to make sure we weren't leaving anyone. Good night, everyone. I am present. I am here. Have a great night. Happy creating.
Bye, Emma.
Bye, Daphne.